And we're live.
Lovely.
Welcome, everyone. It is Dorothy-Inez coming to you live with another confidence conversation with Miss Tanita Fadyeyola. No, did I say it?
Fadyeyola.
Fadyeyola. Okay. See, I
It's
had
all good. It's all good.
it. So you guys know how I am about names. I hate that I messed up. So let's start this over, Tanita. Miss Tanita Fadyeyola. Did I get it
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
You got it. You got it.
Welcome. And so my name is Dorothy-Inez. If this is your first time tuning in, and I am a confidence and mindset mentor, and I am passionate about helping ultra confident women get out of their head and into their hearts, get out of self-doubt and into a place of confidence because they know who they are and what they're here to do. And today, Tanita and we are going to be talking to you about movement, sacred body movement, and how that can help you show up and shine with more confidence inside and out. So we're just going to dive right in, Tanita. How does that feel?
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Let's just do it. So let me introduce my beautiful guest. See, I saw Tanita over at the Rachel Hollis Rise event. That's how I got hip to this amazing woman when she was here in Minneapolis. And so I was like, I got to have her on. So let me introduce her to you. Tanita Fadyeyola. Fadyeyola. I'm going to
Remember Daybird.
Fadyeyola. Tanita Fadyeyola is a high energy creative force. She is a top motivational facilitator and healing movement guide. I love that. Healing movement guide.
Yes.
She is the owner and creator of Move Dance Live, a unique teaching method and lifestyle brand. Tanita travels the world conducting movement workshops, certification trainings, and facilitating cross-cultural, which she has one, I think, coming up in Ghana, right?
Yes.
That's right. I sent it over to a friend of mine in Ghana.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. She combines her gift as an engaging facilitator with the power of dance, movement, meditation, and affirmations to create experiences that lead to personal and professional growth. She has had the pleasure of working with diverse groups of international clients, including Cal State University Northridge, Capital Jazz Cruises, Embody by Himalaya. Did I say that right?
Yep, exactly. Correct.
I went to Embody last year before I moved to Minneapolis.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So, Lightning in a Bottle Festival, LinkedIn Corporation, Skirball Cultural Center, the Hollis Company, Tom Joyner Foundation, Fantastic Voyage, and the Walt Disney World Company. See, this woman here, she's done a lot. See. Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad you said yes. She is in my old home. She's in Los Angeles with her husband, Doug, of 22 years. Their 3 sons, Jelani. Did I say that right?
Well, yes, you did.
Akili. I know Akili because that's Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith's brother.
Okay.
And Bodie. So welcome, Tanita. I am so glad you are here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for welcoming. Thank you for extending the visit with me.
Yes.
Your stage and your voice with me.
Yes. Thank you so much. So let's dive in. Tell us, Tanita, how did you get into this field of dance and using this tool to inspire others to really tap into who they are? Tell us how you got into this.
I've been dancing since I was really young, since I was probably out of the womb. But it was 4 years. I was 4 years old before my mother put me in like a formal, quote unquote, formal dance class. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I can't tell from that accent.
I grew up, And so, I grew up dancing, and I went through some things in my life. I went through a lot of sexual assault, sexual trauma, abuse in my home and around people and from people that should love me.
Mm.
And I was the girl who considered suicide when the rainbow wasn't enough.
Oh, wow.
It was what saved my life.
Mm.
So what I did was my mom had to take me out of dance school because she couldn't afford it anymore. It was just too expensive. And it took a while for us to get there. And honestly, I didn't like it as much. My sister and I were the only two little brown girls in the dance class. I talked about constantly, and we got passed up constantly, even though we were talented.
Right.
And so when my mom took us out of the school, it was welcome, but not welcome, because it was so much a part of just my spirit and who I was. I was very sad about it, but I just continued to watch, Debbie Allen and Dorothy-Inez, Solid Gold on TV and practice and cut up my unitards and stockings and all kinds of things. And
you taking us back, girl. You said Debbie Allen. Hey, Solid Gold.
Yes. And so that's what I did. And I knew I needed it. So I actually prayed for a community-based performing arts school. I asked for it to be on my block, on a corner of my block. That was the first time I knew that you could use words, that prayer could change things. Because a couple of years later, when I walked to the corner of my block, around the corner of my block to go to the store, I looked up and I kid you not, it was like the heavens opened up and you could hear music and harps playing and angels. I looked up and there was a sign that said community-based performing arts school, scholarships available. And I was like, I looked up and I said to God, you did it. You did it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It was like I asked specifically for that thing. And from then on, I went to school. I went and I learned tap and jazz and ballet and point and all those different styles of dance. And that's how I got into movement. And it literally, like I said, saved my life. It saved me from, I knew I couldn't get pregnant because I knew I wanted to dance.
Right.
I knew, I shouldn't, should I say. I knew all those things. It just, dance was just that deterrent. It just was that lift that I needed. It lifted my spirit. It took me away from all the craziness that was going on in my young world. And it literally saved my life. It saved my life.
Beautiful.
So I was always doing it.
Pardon?
I said I knew I would always have to do it.
I want to just, if you don't mind, just touching on what you said, because this piece I didn't know. So thank you for sharing this. So, because I can imagine, especially as a young girl, being, having this, sexual trauma going on, and then the rejection that you experienced from the school because of the color of your skin. Tell us how that impacted your confidence and the role that dance played in that, because that sounds like it sounds like just hearing, like when you say dance saved my life, you're at this place of suicide, that dance was a really powerful source of and life-giving source for you. So tell us about how your confidence was impacted and how you use dance, because right now you come across as a very confident woman.
Yes. Well, it was that thing that allowed me to use my body. Being a brown girl, they talked about, especially at that time, this was, late 70s, early 80s. And they were talking about, our butts. At the time, there were no Kim Kardashians and other, not right. Was not that was not a highlight. European features were what was promoted, and if you didn't have those, you needed to try to figure out how to rock it. Having straight hair, not having your skin as light as possible, just all kinds of things. Just madness is really madness. But dance allowed me to honor my body. I was able to express myself with my body, and that's where the confidence came from, because it was like, wow, my body. It allowed me to see the power of movement and my body actually moving, that what I could do with movement, how I could move my body and express myself and tell a story. That's what gave me confidence. The fact that I could tell my story, that I could pour into the movement, my emotions,
Mm.
and release and express what was happening, that was powerful, and that was expansive, and that's what gave me courage. It helped it pulled out the courage inside of me. It pulled out the bravery inside of me. It pulled out the best parts of me that were shadowed by the trauma.
Wow, wow. That's so powerful. I love what you said, how you poured your emotions into. This is what I love. I used to be a back in the
You still a dancer.
yeah. Oh, trust and believe, because I was getting it on in Vegas. Okay.
Right.
But it was like I love watching shows like So You Think You Can Dance and World of Dance. It's like I live vicariously through these people, and I love when dance can make me cry. It just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes, because it's powerful, the energy that comes through the movements, that without words we're able to communicate and allow others to feel into who we are. So that's so powerful, and people don't realize that it's a way for us to get out energy that's stuck and to free ourselves.
Right.
So it sounds like that's what dance was doing for you. It was allowing yourself to free that energy that was stuck, that pain that was stuck in your body, and at the same time growing your confidence.
Yes, and my courage, and allowing me to surrender to say, this is where I am. This is where I am. I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to be strong enough to push through, to wake up another day and go another day. I looked forward to dance class. I looked forward to staying in there. It was just, like I said, such a source of power and inspiration and courage for me.
And the thing too that I'm hearing, Tanita, is that being sexually abused, you would think that would shut you down in your body. Mm-hmm. And you did the opposite. And that's where that courage piece comes in, because a lot of women, a lot of times dancers don't wear a lot of clothing, and that might make a woman shut down and close off. And I really love how you used it to be more expansive, to grow, and to just be this light that you are in the world today. So thank you so much for sharing that story with our listeners. So let me ask you this. How has this practice impacted, when you're teaching women? Is it men and women, or solely
men and women? But mostly my audience is primarily women.
Okay. How does this practice of movement impact your clients, these people's confidence? How are you seeing it impact the confidence of others? Because one of the beautiful things that I love about what you do with your movement, you don't just move. It is really a practice. And like today, I was watching you and you were like, release stuff. You're using it to affirm and to release stuff that we have going on in our lives. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Well, as I got older, I danced in a dance company while I was in college. And one of the things that happened for me was we had so many pieces in our repertoire that I was like, how am I going to, I'm a lead dancer and I got to remember all of these dances, or I'm going to lose my part. Mm-hmm. And so I began to use all of the dances, all of the pieces were stories. I started to create stories and messages and movement to remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. So when I was on stage and I was moving to a particular piece, it was a harvest dance, but I said, this is me gathering. And I'm not just gathering fruits and vegetables and a harvest, but I'm gathering love and peace and joy. So when I started to do that, I realized that later on, as I was teaching, that became part of my method, because I noticed that people when they came to dance class, they brought a lot of judgment with them, a lot of doubt, and a lot of shame. I can't dance. I'm rhythmless. I have 2 left feet. I could see them already doubting themselves and already judging themselves before the class even started.
Right.
Yeah. And so dance allowed me to be able to open my process, allowed me to have, and who it is that I am as a teacher. My intuition was able to tap into my intuition, my spirit side, and I could feel what was going on. So messages began to come while I was teaching to, release, like you said, to repurpose, to recycle, that this wasn't just you, rolling your head and stretching your neck out. It was all
purposeful movement
for you to let go. Yeah. And movement gave these women confidence. Having messages allowed the women and the men in class to drop the judgments, drop the doubt, drop the shame, drop all this stuff that they give the ego, just all that stuff, and just say, I'm here for me. Oh yeah, and really refocus on why. And it answered the why. Why am I here? That's a big thing. Why am I doing this? Because you need to release. You need to let this go. You need to surrender. And you need to be okay with who it is that you are. And then, oh my goodness, love up on yourself through this movement and honor your uniqueness and appreciate. And, all those things started to come. And as I began to teach, this method developed even more. And it allows me to teach with compassion. That's what it allows me to do.
Wow, I love that. And like I was saying, it gives like a purposeful movement, intention to the movement. And I really love what you said about getting out of ego. I think of ego, when we're all up in ego, we've edged God out. We're not focused on, the true meaning of the movement, and just using it as a spiritual practice. And I love that you tune in to the fact that a lot of women, I work with women, we come in, they're like, oh, I don't want to dance because I'm too fat, I'm too big, oh, I don't have any rhythm. All these things that at the end of the day don't really matter. And that's what I love for me personally. I love ecstatic dance because you just move, and it's like I do it right here in my house. Ecstatic dance, and I just get in there and get into my body. And because for me, when I turned 40, things started shifting. My butt wasn't in the same place, things were moving. And it was through the art of belly dance that I reconnected to my body. I began to appreciate my body through the art of movement. So every workshop and things that I do, I always incorporate some type of movement, because women, this is our body temple. And we need to get comfortable with our bodies. We need to own this temple. And so I believe through the power of dance, we are able to reconnect with that, because sometimes we don't even look at ourselves. I don't know when the last time was, I looked at myself until I started my dance practice.
Right. Really just looking in the mirror and saying, hey, girl, hey.
Yeah.
Like, I am.
Looking good.
This is right. And it's really important. It's one of those things, like you said, people come with these, like you said, I'm too this, I don't have this, I don't have that. And that's just, those are those limiting beliefs that we talk about. Those are those things that are products of stuff. They're baggage. They're things from our past. They're things we heard our parents say, or people who raised us, or we heard, or somebody who hurt us in school, or somebody we love, and it's stuck for whatever reason. And the movement allows us to unstuck it. And just like there is healing in stillness. Because stillness and movement are complements to each other. One is the masculine and one is the feminine energy. And stillness is that feminine energy, and movement is the masculine energy that honors it. And we wouldn't know one without the other. So the same way stillness heals us, when we still ourselves. We talk about that all the time. We still ourselves. We nurture ourselves. Please turn that. I'm a mama. I love y'all. My son just coming in on my little PlayStation, first thing in the morning. They ain't even said the hello to God. So stillness, I was saying that stillness is one form of healing, and movement is the complement to stillness. It's the other form of healing ourselves. And when we have one and don't have the other, that's the opportunity to have shift and balance, right, is missed. So I tell people to move any way they can, just like you said. It doesn't have to be through me. I love it when you join me, but belly dancing, ecstatic dance, yoga, moving your body, walking, tai chi, qigong, adding that movement to the stillness is honoring both parts of you. And that's why it's very important to add on into all the other things that you are adding in your toolbox to develop yourself, to grow yourself, to transform yourself, to elevate yourself. It's another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, and I just started my own physical, journey. And one of the things I always say to them, like, I hate working out, but I love me a good movement practice.
Yes. You put on that movement, and that's just another. It's another level. It's another level, and it allows us to tune into the music in our spirits. We don't even have to turn music on. The music is really right inside of us. The heartbeat is our first drum, and we can really tap into that and honor ourselves in that way. Look in the mirror. I tell people, give yourself a little shake off and dance. If you're in the car and road rage is happening, roll your shoulders, open, expand that heart chakra, or you flip off that bird and roll it out your mouth. Like love muscle. And and because we can do it anywhere, we really can. And that's why I like to go live right in my little spaces, because really that's when we're going live, that's all we have is that little space. Even if we're in a big space, really, the camera only can expand but so much,
right?
Capture but so much, and what you're capturing is right in that box. And if I can do it in this box, you can do it right. I can do it right here where we are.
Exactly.
Roll
it out. Roll it out.
You can do it anywhere. Yes. Shake it off. You can. So it's just such a precious gift. It's such a gift, and we should use it more. We should use it more often.
And especially sitting down so much in front of the computer. Dance is a great way to regenerate yourself during the day. I keep myself right here on this phone. I have my jams. I pick up and get my movement on for a few minutes and get it together. And then I can come back to this computer. Now, you were starting to tap into something that I'm curious about, because a lot of the work I do is has a spiritual foundation. How can a person incorporate dance as part of their spiritual practice?
Oh my goodness, good question. So many ways. I have a certification program for one of my dance pieces called Afro Funk, and in part of the certification process, people are always wondering. I teach my method, which is how to develop those movement affirmations. And I always, the thing that I tell people to pull from is, I pull from my experiences. You have to pull from your experiences, and you have to pull from where you come from. So if you are somebody that's following the Christian faith, you're going to pull from the Bible. You're going to pull from your verses. And there's across the line, universally, there's those same concepts in the Bible. Love, right? Gratitude, those fruits of the spirit, right? Long suffering, all those kinds of things. Is speaking to pushing through, surrendering, and you can pull from, you can connect and say, you know what, that message is similar to this. There's a time and a place, right, for every season.
Right.
Those concepts. Same thing if you're Islamic with the Quran. Same thing if you're Yoruba with Ifa, Ikinifa. If you're from other spots, African proverbs or proverbs, Anglican proverbs. We all have them. That's the beauty of dance, is indigenously, all of our ancestors danced. Not just in Africa, it's all of them. Asia, anywhere you go, if you study at the base of it all from the youngest to the oldest, there was a dancing clan of the people
Yes.
dance who were the curators, but everybody danced. Just like there's the curators of the people who cook. They were the ones who like and really, could cook. But then there's the ones that throw down and have the secret
Yes.
recipe. Right? And so that's the same thing. You pull from your experience. I always tell people, pull from your experience. I was doing a workshop, and this sister said to me, she said, well, I don't know. I said, well, what do you do at work? And she said, well, I move things. She said, I work in the medical field, and she went just like this. She said, I get things, medical pieces, and then I put them in their proper space like that.
That's a dance movement right there.
Yeah. And then I said, oh, so that's our move. She said, huh? I said, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 right? Mm-hmm. And she was like, wow, right? We dance every day. We dance when we get up, we yawn, and we stretch, and we move our backs and we move our bodies. We dance and we move every day. We just really don't connect it that way, but we are really every day. And so we have to be, if we want to dance and create our practice, I always tell people to pull from your own experience, because that's the thing you're going to use the most. You can dance with me all day long, but that's my experience. Mm-hmm. So you can pull from, just like you said, static dance, but you might add a little belly dance wiggle there. Mm-hmm. If you're somebody who works with children, who teach, you're going to be doing those, mommy shark, you can take that to another level. Wherever it comes from, take it from there and then expand and expound on it, Mm-hmm. And so that's what I tell people. If you're looking for a practice, you can also start with our energy centers, which are chakras. Most of us who are doing yoga or meditation, we know about that. If you don't, it's a basic thing to say, you know what? I have from the 10th crown all the way down to my root. And all I have to do is start to just move every little part, from my head to my neck, to my shoulders, to my arms, and whatever way I move my arms, whichever way comes to me, to my heart, to my core, to my hips, to my thighs, to my knees, to my feet.
All the way down to the feet. Yes.
Roll it right on back up. So that's what I encourage people to do. Start basic, start really basic. One of the things, the affirmations I talk about is, we don't have to do big things. Mm-hmm. We don't have to do big miracles. All we have to do is little things that become big things. And that was be by, one of our ancestors, that we don't have to be trying to do all this. If we do all those little steps, those little things, and just start with ourselves and how we do it with ourselves, the other thing will come and develop and multiply.
Now, you mentioned incorporating the affirmations. How would you, the ladies that are listening today, if they wanted to start a dance practice today and incorporate some affirmations, what's a quick way they could start creating a dance practice with affirmations today?
Yes. Always start with love. Love, love, love. So just that heart chakra. We know we say love, you go right to the heart. So you can just expand that heart, open the heart up, let it go. You can pump it as many times as you want. You can pull it side to side, but I always say find some way to engage that heart, that self-love. You can even just touch it. I love me. I love you. Hugging yourself, giving yourself that self-love, and there's a movement I learned in Maui where they hug and then they let it flow out.
Ooh, right? Yes.
You hug it.
Love, Tanita.
And then clear it, right? So there's love. So we'll always say start with love, self-love first. And then always you can put something in between there, whatever it is that comes to your mind, that you're whatever it is. It could be focus, find some way to use it. I always, I like to use the eagle for focus, but I use a bow and arrow for focus, but find another word and just play with that in the middle, and then sandwich it, end it, start with love, do your own thing, and sandwich it with gratitude. If there's nothing, it's the dot on the I and the cross on the T, right?
Got it. So it's like, so what you would say is like, creating movement. So if we did love, we want to focus, like you said, that focuses on love. If we do focus, then you saying like do a movement that would indicate, that would be aligned with focus. Like, so you're saying the bow and arrow. Right. So movements that are affiliated with the word that you're focusing on.
Right. And that could be elemental. air, wind, earth, whatever those things. It could be animal spirits. What's the animal that comes to mind when you think about focus? For me, it's an eagle. It could be, or cougar. It could be, I mean, what is that? You know, what comes to mind when you're thinking about that? What seasons come to mind? Those kinds of, what things come to mind? And as you picture them on your body. Well, how does that translate on your body? And just go with it. Just go with it, honor it. And like I said, and then dot that I with gratitude. You can always just look, that gratitude emoji, you know, just really just honoring yourself with gratitude, allowing, you know, there's that space, that appreciation, because with gratitude, it allows us to expand into the next level. You know, I like to quote Oprah on that all the time. You know, she says with gratitude, you'll get, if you're grateful, more will come. If you concentrate on what you don't have, it'll never ever be enough. Right. And so gratitude allows us, and appreciation allows us to really honor. And it's an automatic shifter. It's an automatic frequency shifter. It's an automatic lifter. And so, you know, once you leave that space of gratitude, you know, so I would say start with those two, love and gratitude, and add your own little spice in the middle.
Gratitude, love and gratitude. And then I would just encourage the listeners to not judge yourself when you're going through the process. Don't judge your movements. Just, you know, like the saying says, dance like nobody's watching.
Or dance like everybody's watching, right? And be you. Be who it is that you are.
Just be who you are. Don't worry about anything. Just allow what's in you to flow so that you can be free. Because I think about too, what you're saying reminds me when I went to the Tony Robbins UPW, Unleash Your Power. And he talked about movement, how movement can change your state. So when you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, jump into your movement practice. Just get up and move your body, and it'll shift that energy.
It's automatic. It automatically changes the game. It automatically shifts thing. I mean, like I said, it's to complement stillness. There's a season for stillness, a time and a place for stillness, and a season and a time and a place for movement. And you will know, because you will feel the stagnation. You will feel that I need to get up and move. And one step at a time, like we said, drop all that judgment, drop all that stuff that, you know, let that go, and honor yourself with movement.
Yes. So I know that I think most days you are doing videos, live movement practices for 15 minutes. Tell the viewers where they can find you and get a little movement going on with you in the morning.
Yeah. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've been doing movement. Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. PST. So translating that into your time, and that's 9 CST and 10 EST. And then on Thursday mornings at 5 a.m., I go a little bit earlier for the folks who are, Europe, so I can show some love, and they can, you know, get the 8 o'clock time. And I do 15 minutes of movement. I warm you up, activate those chakras. It's really fast, but it's just an opportunity for you to try it out and see how it really feels on you. And then we do one movement affirmation, one message in the movement, an overall message that's broken down by maybe 3 or 4 moves, 3 or 4 messages. And we, you know, translate those messages on your body and allow you to open yourself up and just, you know, explore. So come and join me. It's on my biz page at Move, Dance, Live with Tanita.
So what I want you to do is put that in the comments when we're done. Put the link so they can find you. I love that. A message in the movement.
So it's a message in the movement that inspires positive thought and transformation. We're, you know, constantly trying to elevate our minds and grow and drop those limiting beliefs, drop the things that are conditioning us to hold ourselves back, right? Moving out our own way, getting out of our way, and coming to use those tools so that we can be our best self. Move your body, dance with your spirit so you can live your best life.
Love it. Move your body, dance with your spirit. You said that this morning or yesterday on when you did the live, and I was like, I wanted to write it down, and then it was blocked out because of the
music. Look at my son, these children.
I love that. I love that. So move with your body, dance with your spirit. Great.
So you can live your best life. Yes.
Yes, yes, great way to end. So tell the ladies, tell them about the Ghana. So in case they know somebody like I know somebody in Ghana, and then tell
Okay.
them where to connect with you once again on Facebook.
They can just hit me up in the inbox. I have a couple of more slots, a few more slots left. We're heading to Ghana in 20. I'm doing a self-love and self-focus retreat in Ghana that focuses on it, that we're doing sunrise yoga and moonlight yoga and healing movement. We're on the beach in the ocean along the Volta River. We're traveling to the castle, the slave castle dungeons. This is the year of return, especially for diasporans, African diasporans, to go home. And I created a retreat that's affordable so that you can go home and enjoy it with great accommodations, so that you can go home and not just experience the historical and cultural things, but also have a self-love retreat. Take a moment to love up on yourself in the elements of nature. It's beautiful. We explore the Boti Falls. We do some soul hikes. And, we also have some fun and have a good time dancing and jamming out to the drums, the African drums and rhythms and bands, and on the streets, and having just a beautiful, beautiful time exploring the foods. So it's a culture and healing arts retreat. You can hit me up at Move Dance Live with Tanita, or on my Tanita page, my personal page, and just inbox me and say, hey, I'm interested in that Ghana retreat, and I can give you more details. But love to have folks come and, like I said, explore where this just get an opportunity to love up on yourself in a different place, in a different way.
Yes, thank you so much. Tanita, thank you so much for being my guest today. Those of you that tuned in, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know, what was your biggest takeaway today? If you have any questions for me or for Tanita, be sure to tag us in the post. Those of you that want to know more about me, you can reach out at www.dorothyinez.com, and you can also hit me up on my business page, which is Dorothy-Inez, and it'll say Brilliant Leadership International. So thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yes. Have a good one, and see you next time.
All right. Peace and love, sis.